I want to put on a game before we.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back into TalkOff. It is Tuesday, April 4th. It's actually my birthday. I didn't even think about that. It is my birthday today, so happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday, Zach.
And we are back for another great episode of the TalkOff. We're going to get into the first opening weekend of MLB. We'll talk a little NCAA Men's Championship, which is happening tonight in about two and a half hours. And then at the end of the episode, we'll get into a little bit of a Masters preview and talk about that starting on Thursday. Chris?
I said happy birthday, Zach, in one breath, by the way.
I'm proud of you.
But it was like I was exhaling out, so it's just like, happy birthday, Zach. Like
it sounded kind of cool.
No, I don't know. It felt weird coming out.
I'm excited to listen back to it because I think it sounded cool.
The windpipes, they didn't feel confident.
It's okay.
In that statement.
It's okay, man.
Happy birthday. Happy early birthday. But happy birthday, man, for those who are listening to this on the 4th. For those who are in the room right now, a.k.a. Jake, happy early birthday, Zach.
I am going to listen tomorrow just so I can hear you say happy birthday again on my birthday.
Right, but
it's going to be very special.
But you have to remember that the happy early birthday cancels. Like it's I'm no longer wishing you a happy early birthday. It's only happy birthday from now on.
Well, we're not crazy people here.
Right.
So Daz just gave you the happy birthday, early birthday. I'll give you the happy birthday. You could listen to that one back tomorrow.
There it is. Thank you.
Now Jake's gonna be the first. So now, happy birthday, Zach. I want to be the last one to go. I don't want to be the.
Okay, we're done.
You know what they say? First one in, last one out. So it's like FIFO, LIFO for my accounting people out there.
No, stop. So yeah, opening weekend of the MLB, and what a hell of a weekend it was. I watched baseball every day, and I couldn't be more happier than sitting on my ass watching baseball all day.
It was great. It was great.
It's amazing.
We saw some teams get off to a great start. We saw some teams get off to a not so great start, aka the Phillies,
Tigers.
The Tigers, and the
Royals.
Royals are the only teams that haven't won yet, correct?
Yeah.
So it got off to a hot start for some, slow for others, and some just got straight up slapped over the weekend, a.k.a. Oakland.
Yeah, I mean, Oakland, they beat Ohtani, though.
Did they really, though?
Yeah, on opening day. It counts.
They did beat Ohtani, but after the game, the A's beat Anthony Rendon.
That's true, but he did get a 5-game suspension today for it.
He did. Now, Do you think he was in the wrong in slapping a fan?
I don't know.
I'm not one to make a big deal about these things because at the end of the day, if this happened on the corner of the road, I wouldn't bat an eye to this situation.
Yeah, but it's not. It didn't happen on the corner of the road. Is the problem?
No, I know. Here's my opinion of it. If you're calling out like a pro athlete, like if you're gonna throw it, you got to be able to take it. Not necessarily like take a punch to the face, like that's a different story. But like,
that's what it sounds like.
You have to take Rendon clapping back at you.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think Rendon was in the right here.
I don't think Rendon was in the right. I don't think anybody was in the right. It's kind of stupid, and the guy gets himself a 5-game suspension for no reason on opening weekend. Congratulations, Anthony Rendon. You did it. You gave people even more of a reason to hate you in Anaheim. So there you go.
What do you think Anthony Rendon does during a 5-game suspension? Like, do you just like sulk the entire time, or he's like, fuck, like, let's go play golf or something?
I think he probably sulks the entire time.
I don't know, man. I would take advantage of this because it's not like think about what the next like 100, no more, 200 plus days are going to be looking like for you. Just straight baseball, straight traveling. Not a lot of golf time to be fit into.
Are you saying he should take a 5-day vacation?
I kind of think you should take a 5-day vacation. And look, this is probably
I don't think they would allow that.
Well, no, but he's suspended, so I'm assuming he can't go to any team facilities.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think he probably can. I don't know how it works, to be completely
I don't know how
honest.
it really works, but he's not going to be at the games. Let's cross that bridge first. He won't be at the games. And look, like if he walks 18 holes, like that's still as arbitrary as doing cardio.
They can. He can practice still. He can still
Oh, he can
practice.
practice. Okay,
Yeah.
but can he go to the games?
He can't go to the games. No.
Okay, so he can't like sit in the dugout. Can he Bobby V? Can he
I don't
Bobby
think he
V
can.
it and have a mustache in the corner of the dugout?
That he can definitely do.
Okay, okay.
I don't think he can sit in the dugout, but he can probably be in the clubhouse.
I wonder if they found him in the dugout with mustaches and glasses on. Do you think that warrants a harsher suspension? Or maybe they just shake hands and be like, "You're a distinguished gentleman,
That's what
and
I
you
would do.
deserve to be. You're married to the game, literally."
I would just shake his hand.
I agree.
Yeah, but we got a lot of teams starting out hot, some teams starting out shitty. One of the teams that I think is starting out insanely hot, the Rays, look incredible. That lineup is hitting just enough, and that's probably what they're going to be about all year. They're doing just enough offensively, and their pitching is carrying them. Jeffrey Springs looked absolutely amazing the other day. I don't think you could look better as a pitcher. Nice pick for fantasy, Daz, but
Yeah.
the Rays just look incredible. McClanahan looked great opening day. Rasmussen's looking good. They look so good. They're pitching. If they get Glasnow back early, this could possibly be the best rotation in baseball.
Yeah, the Rays are definitely set up for success again this year. Last year was, I don't really know how to describe the 2022 Tampa Bay Rays. It was an interesting team. So the past 2 years,
An
it
injured
feels,
team.
yeah, the past 2 years, 21 and 22, both playing they played the Red Sox in the first round in 21, and they played the Guardians in round one in 22. Both on the road series, so it's interesting. Like they have to play in these. It feels like Tampa Bay is never setting themselves up for home postseason success. It seems like they always have to go out on the road and battle, which like automatically look get. I'm gonna refrain from making a dirty joke here, so I'll stop
Thank you.
myself. They got their foot in the door the past 3 seasons, but it's you need to having your foot in the door isn't going to do you any justice when you're going on the road and playing all these playoff series. It looks like the Rays this year might be able to get a bid to get a home playoff series, which is exciting. If they can keep this up, and we're only 4 games in, but
that would be great for the Rays, but the problem is the division they play in. I mean, when you have the Yankees and you have the Blue Jays and even the Orioles and the Red Sox, there's always a chance that they could come in last. There's always a chance that they could win the division. It's such a weird division like that because all the teams are very solid. But having those 3 powerhouses at the top with the Blue Jays, the Yankees, and the Rays, they have it so hard to get that home playoff game because they do have to win the division. And in the past history, they've been injured in the regular season. They haven't been able to do it. They haven't been able to accumulate enough wins. This year could be the year. If they can stay healthy, then they absolutely could take it. The Yankees, we know about their pitching concerns. They just sent Johnny Brito back down to AAA after a phenomenal start, which that doesn't make any sense to me, but okay. And the Blue Jays struggled a lot against the Cardinals this weekend.
Let's talk a little bit about the Blue Jays because a game that I had my eye on was yesterday's game, Sunday the 2nd. Chris Bassett looked awful against the Cardinals. Shit the bed is an understatement. 9 runs on 10 hits, 0 walks over 3 1/3 innings pitched against the Cardinals. No Ks. This is bad. This is very bad for the Blue Jays. Bassett is a guy who, when I watched him pitch as a Met last year, this guy does not look like a guy who can adapt to the pitch clock. This feels like a guy who is an old-fashioned baseball pitcher who wants to take his time and collect his thoughts and throw the pitch.
Yeah, I mean Bassett struggled, and I feel like Bassett was someone who a lot of people were thinking he was going to regress this year because of the second half he had last year. He started out pretty good for the Mets, and then he kind of fell off, and people thought that was going to lead to more regression this year. And after that first start, it looks like it is, and he didn't look very good in spring training either. I don't know if Bassett is not good. We've obviously seen that Jose Barrios ain't going to be any good. Then they really only have two guys up at the top in Manoah and Gosman, and Manoah didn't look great in his first start either. So that's a lot to look at in Toronto. That starting rotation is what we thought before the season was going to make or break them, and after that opening series, it looks like that's actually what it's going to be. If these guys can settle in and throw like they can, like they have the ability to, then the Blue Jays will be phenomenal and they could easily run away with the AL East. If they struggle, if the pitching staff is no good, then this team is definitely going to struggle, and we saw that against the Cardinals, who look amazing, by the way. Their lineup looks like easily the best lineup in baseball. They're hitting from top to bottom, 1 through 9. It looks fantastic what they're doing.
Yeah, no, the Cardinals look great. Pitching is going to be an interesting facet of their team this year, as we talked about in the last episode and in previous episodes as well. But it remains to be seen, kind of how that'll affect them in the long run. But I guess only time will tell with that. Going back to the Blue Jays look like a bounce back this week, facing the Royals tonight. I believe it's a 3-game set in Kansas City. I'm not really worried about the Blue Jays just yet, but like you said, like the Cardinals, in my opinion, are a better team overall, and they just got dominated. Like, it's plain and simple. They just didn't look comfortable. Maybe it's an early start to the season, but you could tell a lot about a team in the first 2-3 weeks of a season. So it'll be interesting to see how the Blue Jays bounce back.
Yeah, if you look at the Blue Jays box scores this week, they didn't get any production past the third or fourth hitter in their lineup. Bichette, I think, had 4 hits and 3 hits. Springer had like 4 hits and 3 hits. And outside of that, they really didn't do much in that lineup, which I thought was going to have a good back half, adding Dalton Varsho to the back half of that lineup. But, they struggled. Besides Bichette and Springer, they really struggled, that lineup. And the Cardinals, I want to ask you a very important question, right?
Sure.
Jack Flaherty for the Cardinals this weekend. His start, he went, I think, 5 or 6 innings. I don't have the exact in my head. No hits, but 8 walks. Is that a good outing?
Yeah, I'm looking at it here. 5 innings, no hits, no earned, 7 walks, 4 Ks. It's a good outing, but it's not a promising outlook on his control, because while he did great with damage control in the moment, that's not sustainable for a season.
I completely agree. I just wanted to get your opinion on it, because I saw that and I was like, you see 5 innings of no hit ball and you're like, that's a good outing. But then you look at the walks, clearly he could not command the zone. But that also shows a lot about the Blue Jays too. You get 7 walks by their starting pitcher and you can't muscle up a hit to get a run in. I mean, that's terrible.
Yeah, no, and I don't know if you can necessarily contribute that to, an early season slump from Blue Jays hitters, or if this is just great pitching out of Flaherty. But at the end of the day, the guy threw 49 out of his 95 pitches for a strike. So I just can't fathom, as a major league roster, like when you're getting guys on base and he's not consistently throwing strikes at a sustainable clip, how can you not take advantage of this? And you can't stumble across one run?
1 hit?
Yeah.
It was incredible. That I thought it was so weird. I saw that today and I was like, holy shit.
That's a weird game. That's a weird scenario, but yeah, like I said, this time will tell with both teams. Looks like Toronto's going to bounce back against a really struggling Kansas City team, which we knew was going to struggle. They should probably just go play in AAA for a season and save us all the headache of watching them play baseball this year. But that's another story. Zach, Kodai Senga, major league debut, little shaky to start. Not gonna lie, it made me nervous. But Kodai ends up getting the win yesterday. 5 1/3, 3 hits, 1 earned, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. And I'll tell you, a lot of those strikeouts came on the ghost forkball pitch that he has. Man, is that pitch something fucking special, man. Like that is disgusting.
That pitch is incredible. And, Senga looked pretty good. The command was a little off, but, a guy just coming into the league right now, first start in the major leagues, that's going to happen, and the command will come. I like the 8 strikeouts. Like you said, the ghost fork pitch looked absolutely amazing. It looks like a fastball, and then it just drops off a fucking cliff, and it's impossible for hitters to hit. So he looks good, and if he's good, the Mets are in a great spot with that top 3. Hopefully Verlander comes back, easy breezy. And then the Mets are in a great spot. But Kodai Senga, he looked really, really good.
100% agree. Another interesting piece of info from that Mets-Marlins series this weekend, Luis Arias. It's going to take me a while to get that name down. Hitting .563 over that series. 2 runs, 1 RBI, nothing special, but the guy just continues to poke the ball into the right places, find holes, and get on base. Like, he is not slowing down one bit since that's the trade from Minnesota. And Zach, this is not right now because it's early on, and Pablo Lopez hasn't been seen. I mean, I'm not sure if has he even started as a Twin yet.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
But they played the Royals, so.
Gotcha. So people are going to start begging the question eventually down the line if Arias keeps up with the pace that he's at, where he's consistently hitting at an elite level and getting on base. People are going to start making the argument that the Marlins won this trade.
I think it's absolutely a possibility, and I think he excels in that ballpark because it's so big. You saw a lot of his hits were just singles, doubles, just in the gaps. He shoots the gaps very well, and I think he's a guy who's definitely going to benefit from the banning of the shift, and we've seen a lot of that this weekend. A lot of guys are benefiting from the banning of the shift. We've seen, I don't know about you, but I feel like I've seen more bloop singles than I ever have in my entire life. I don't know if it's just because I watch a lot of Red Sox Orioles baseball, but I feel like every game I was watching, so many bloop singles, and I kind of like it because it's just more offense, more guys on base. It makes the game more fun. It's just fun. Yeah,
I thought you were going to sneeze for a second there. The way you were paused.
I had a thought, and I just completely lost it, like mid-sentence.
That was sneeze incoming. Adam Duvall.
The greatest hitter of all time.
Jake is a huge Adam Duvall. Jake, when is the Adam Duvall jersey going to make its way into Colorado?
As soon as he leaves the Red Sox, because I won't get a Red Sox jersey.
Let's get an old one. Get a Braves. Get a Braves.
You could get a Adam Duvall Braves
or Reds. Get a Reds. Yeah, get a Reds.
He was also a Padre for a little bit, I think.
He's definitely been on more teams. But Adam Duvall is amazing. Batting .571, that walk-off was incredible. It got gifted to us by Ryan McKenna. Thank you, Ryan McKenna, if you would ever listen to this. Thank you for dropping that fly ball. And Adam Duvall, beautiful home run over the monster. The Red Sox, I guess I'll talk about them for a little bit. I can't avoid it forever. We can't pitch.
Sale sucks.
Okay. Sale does not suck. He couldn't the command is just not there. The stuff is there. The slider looked great. His changeup looked great. And when Chris Sale's changeup is great, that's when he's impossible to hit. When it's not just fastball slider, when he mixes that changeup in, he's incredible. And his stuff was good, but the command was not there. He was leaving a lot of stuff either over the middle of the plate or outside the zone, and that was his problem. He'll bounce back from that. We can't pitch, though. Kluber got shelled. Sale got shelled. Tanner Houck actually pitched a great game, and then 2 mistakes, 2 home runs. We've seen a lot of home runs in this series, and the thing I love about the Red Sox is that they've battled back in almost in every game. They've battled back, and they've made the games very interesting with their bats, and I think that's why this team's going to be fun to watch this year. The pitching isn't going to be there, but if you watch the Red Sox, you are going to see a lot of hits. They've had more than 10 hits in every single game, more than 7 runs in every single game. This team is going to be exciting in the batter's box and very shitty on the pitcher's mound. And that is Talking Sox with Zach.
Well, at least you were able to vent and get all the frustrations out now.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I'm optimistic because the hitting's good. And Duvall looks good. Massa looks amazing. Casas looks good. Turner looks great. The new guys are looking really good, and that's exciting.
Yeah, it's always exciting to have young talent come up and show some early hopes of panning out to fans. Cody Bellinger, I was looking at this the other day. Not necessarily off to a hot start. He got his first hit as a Cub today, actually. So congratulations to Cody Bellinger and the Cubs. But Cubs are an interesting team. They were a team that we were talking about early on, Zach, about how they could, if the talent starts to materialize around the pieces that they've built up, the team could be fun to watch and not necessarily a playoff contender, but they'd be fun. But didn't show a lot this week against the Brewers.
No, it didn't show too much. They showed a lot of fight in that first game. That first game was really exciting on opening day. But the Brewers, I think, here are just the better team. They're the better overall team. They have the better pitching. They have a better lineup, and that's just it. The Cubs just aren't there yet. They still have moves that they need to make in that rotation, in the bullpen, and in the lineup. They have holes that need to be filled, and it's good to see that Swanson's playing really well. Happ is playing really well. Outside of that, they're not really hitting the ball too much, and that's really sad because we want to see Horner, we want to see Bellinger play good. And I think this is a team that's going to get better as the season progresses. I think Matt Mervis is going to come up the first baseman. He's going to take the job from Eric Hosmer. It's about time. And there's another prospect that they have that his name is slipping my mind, who's also mashing in AAA on opening weekend alongside Matt Mervis. So I think this is a team that's going to get better as the season progresses. If they stay in it and they see these guys come up, possibly we could see a move be made by the Cubs. That would be exciting. Possibly could be cracking the playoffs. But I think this weekend the Brewers were just the better team, and they showed it.
Yeah, totally agree. And the Brewers dominated the Mets today, made us look like assholes out there. So the Brew Crew could be back. Someone who's definitely not back is Christian Yelich. That guy looks awful, does not look good swinging a baseball bat. He should probably consider taking up another hobby because at this rate, it's not even a job for him.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Trace Thompson, where the hell did that come out of this weekend?
I don't know, but we're never going to see it ever again. I can guarantee that.
All right, so let me read you off his splits. So from Trace Thompson from 2015 to 2021, 217 games played, 208 batting average, 283 slugging percentage, 688 OPS. Now let me read you the 2022-23 breakdowns. 81 games, 265, 359, 911 OPS. So he has kicked it into another gear over the last 81 games played. Like you said, we're probably not going to see a lot of this out of Trace Thompson, but the Dodgers, for some reason, they get handed to them any player in the fucking world they want, and they somehow turn him into someone who can produce offense at an elite level.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, does it?
I
Like,
mean,
why them?
it makes a little bit of sense. Think about it. Just think.
It doesn't rain a lot over there.
It's true. It's very true.
I just don't get it. They're just
Okay,
good.
man. They are. They're going to
It
be
hurts my
good.
feelings.
Just
Mariners Guardians played the fastest game this year so far. I don't want to talk about the Dodgers anymore. They piss me off. Guardians and Mariners 2-0, 2 hours and 3 minutes. Zach, Major League Baseball made an effort to cut down the game time with the pitch clocks and all the rules placed into effect this year. We talked a little bit about this on Thursday. Average time of game from 2022 to 23 so far has cut down from 3 hours and 3 minutes to 2 hours and 38 minutes. I was not a fan of the pitch clock coming into the season, but now seeing how fast games are and how quick the action comes about, I'm fully on board for this.
yeah. After opening weekend, I've really changed a lot. I think really think it's good. I think all the changes have been good so far. I don't really see anything that I don't like. I love the banding of the shift, the bigger bases. We've seen, I mean, the stolen base numbers are incredible. Last year, through this time, 29 of 43. This year, 70 of 84. There's almost been double the amount of stolen bases this year already. And it's honestly really fun to watch these guys just go out there and run and hit and do it all and make the athletic play instead of the easy play in the shift. It's way more fun. We've seen batting averages. The whole batting slash line for the league has gone up 15, 20 points. There's been there's like less than one violation a game so far, so that's pretty good. And obviously, that's going to go down as the year progresses. The Red Sox have like 5 of them already, so whatever. But I think all the rules are doing what they're supposed to, and I honestly love them. I am upset that I'm saying that because I was so against them, but the pitch clock is doing very good, and it seems like a lot of guys aren't really having too much trouble with. A lot of guys that I was nervous about, like Kenley Jansen, doesn't seem to have any sort of trouble with it.
No, and there was one pitcher off the rip who I noticed had a pretty bad issue with it today. Was Carlos Carrasco. It definitely threw him off his rhythm today. First pitch of the game, actually, he was called on a pitch clock violation. You could tell from the minute the game started, he looked rushed up there. Didn't really look like he could find his rhythm. Just overall bad scene because you've had however long spring training was to prep for this, and come your first start of the season, it obviously affected you. So he's gonna have to pivot quickly and find a way to catch his mojo out there on the mound, because for a team like the Mets right now, my patience is very, very, very short for pitchers like Carlos Carrasco.
Yeah, I mean, I think really that we need to just get over the fact that I think we need to get through the fact that pitchers are going to be worse this year. It's just going to be, it's just what it is. I'm sure at the end of the year, we'll be looking at the ERA of the entire league between this year and 2022, and we're going to say, holy shit. Because I think there's just going to be so many more runs scored, so many more base runners, so many more guys in scoring position. It's going to be so hard for pitchers to stop these teams because honestly, once you get a guy on base, it's very hard to get him out because they can steal, take away the double play very easily. And there's so many different things that teams can do now to put themselves in better positions. And it's leaving the pitchers at a huge disadvantage. But if you want to get more people engaged in this game and keep the games more interesting, offense is the way to do it because pitching is kind of really only appreciated by those few guys who, that select group of people who really love the game of baseball and can appreciate a guy going out there and throwing 6 scoreless innings.
Yeah, no, totally agree. Another guy, not to change the subject, but Joey Gallo has been going off recently. 2 home runs to start the year before today, and he has one that he hit just minutes ago.
Oh, he just hit
So
another one?
yeah, 3 home runs on the season now for Gallo, up to 7 RBIs for him this year so far. Right now in 4 games
Jeez.
played. So Joey Gallo having some new luck out in Minnesota.
You know what? I mean, that's a guy that we talked about before the season, and we thought that he would get better in Minnesota, and he would get better. Oh my God, Rafi Devers, what are you doing?
Oh, the
Sorry, I'm
Sox
watching.
playing right now.
Yeah, but that's a guy who we thought would get better on the Twins, and with the banning of the shift, and I mean, 2 home runs on 3 home runs now sounds pretty good.
Yeah, no, it does. It does sound pretty good. And for Twins fans, this is obviously a year where I don't really know how you should be feeling. Do you feel like you can be contenders? Do you feel like you're a piece or two away? What do you? Honestly, I don't really know the consensus of Twins fans because you lose the batting champion, but you gain a pitcher that you desperately needed. So interesting. Resigned Correa, so there's obviously backing from ownership that the team should be competitive. So it's interesting time for Minnesota Twins fans, but you get Joey Gallo for a full season. So you might love him now. Let's come back in July and see how much you like him.
Yeah, I'm sure, but in July they're gonna like him a lot less. But right now, Twins fans can love Joey Gallo. And I just want to. I mean, we'll touch on like one more. We've pretty much talked about every team, but what I think was possibly supposed to be the series of the weekend, Astros White Sox. The Astros didn't look that great.
No, it turned
I
out to be kind of a dud.
the Astros. Let me say something. I just had so much faith in the Astros to just come out, and I thought they were going to pummel the White Sox. I thought they were going to be like, we are the fucking World Series champions, and this is why. And it just didn't happen. The pitching staff really let them down this week. Framber didn't look that great. Garcia didn't look that great. Urquidy looked terrible. And the bullpen didn't look that great either. I think it's time for Hunter Brown to come up and start. I think I think it's time. Absolutely. Bring him up. He's going to be phenomenal this year. I need Hunter Brown on this team. But this team didn't show me that much. The White Sox showed me a lot more this weekend than the Astros. The White Sox showed me that if Luis Robert's healthy, he is going to be fantastic this year. The White Sox showed me that Andrew Vaughn might have a breakout year this year. His power is incredible. He had a couple doubles and I think a home run this weekend. The Astros showed nothing. The White Sox showed me that if they can stay healthy, this team is going to hit. They might not pitch, obviously, with the best of them, but this team is going to hit. This lineup needs to stay healthy.
Agreed. Yeah, the Astros didn't look great this weekend, but it's early. But like you said, they're banking on like a lot to go right for them this year. I mean, Altuve's out for a little bit. We're getting a full year of Pena at short, so I'm intrigued to say the least of how the Astros are going to do this year. I mean, you know what you're going to get out of the rotation, which is going to be solid. You know what you're going to get out of Jordan. He's probably not going to slow down that much. So as of right now, it's I still would put them as the favorites in the NL West, but like boy, the Mariners are knocking.
They're definitely knocking because they look great.
And I'm sure they think they can win the division this year. So
absolutely.
It'll be interesting to see what happens in the West.
It will. I think that's going to be a tight race that people aren't ready for.
You're not ready to have that conversation yet, folks.
Nope.
For the Mariners
you ain't.
to win
You
the
can't
West.
handle the truth.
But you know what I can handle?
What can you handle?
Alex Morgan in a Padres jersey. Hey now. Did you see that video today?
No.
Okay. Well, you need to look at this video that I just sent to both you and Jake.
Is it just Alex Morgan in a Padres jersey?
If you've been on Twitter today, I'm in love. I'm a Padres fan now.
Okay. I can't believe you just said that.
For Alex
Don't say
Morgan, I would be.
Don't say
Actually,
that.
no, I wouldn't.
Fuck the Padres.
Yeah, fuck the Padres. They broke my heart last year.
They're breaking my heart right now because they have
How are they
Xander
breaking your heart right
Bogaerts.
now?
Because they have Xander Bogaerts, man, and
Oh,
he's
right.
playing
And
so well.
He hit a home run.
It's literally just Alex Morgan walking with the Padres jersey. Like,
She looks good. That's all I'm
okay,
saying.
but like,
I'm stunting them hoes.
what is
Brewers.
wrong
Oh,
with you?
Brewers
Such
had
a
a
creep.
fly. Shut the fuck up. Let me have my moment here. Christ. The Brewers did a flyover with their roof closed today. Bozo move or not?
Yes,
Or 1000 IQ move. Because then it
Bozo.
shows the fans tailgating in the parking lot that you really care about them.
Bozo.
Okay, fair enough.
Definitely Bozo. That's just stupid. Why would they do that?
I don't know. They must have scheduled that, and they must have thought the day was going to be nice. But I feel like Milwaukee also never has that roof open.
I also feel like Milwaukee never has that roof open.
Did you know Miami? On Saturday they opened the roof for the Mets game on Saturday, and that was only the 6th time in 2 seasons they had opened the roof in
Oh,
Miami.
what is that true?
Yep.
Maybe
Because
it's always raining.
Because it's so humid that they always just keep the roof closed. But you know what they do have is they have those glass panes in the back that they flip open, so it looks like it's open, but the roof is closed.
I see.
So it's kind of like the you know what the Marlins are rocking? They're rocking
What?
when you drive with the windows down but the AC on. That's what they're rocking.
I do that shit all the time.
That is the best. That is the best way I can describe the Miami Marlins. They got cool uniforms, dog shit team, AC on, windows down, baby. Let's
If you
ride.
if you catch me in my car in July, August, the AC's blasting and the windows are down.
I'll do you one better. If it gets too hot in my car in the winter, I'll throw heat on, window down.
Don't get crazy.
No. Trust me. You know when it gets too hot in your car sometimes, and you're like, well, I got to kill this heat.
That's true. And you got to get like some fresh air. You're like, fuck, like I need air.
I mean, it sucks, but then like it neutralizes the temperature in the car.
It's true. We're getting worked by the Pirates, by the way.
Yeah, I've got the game on 3-0 in the top of the first.
Yeah.
3 mil.
All right. Should we move on to maybe a little UConn talk?
Sure, why not?
They're winning it all.
No comment. Rooting for the Big East.
So yeah, championship game tonight. UConn against San Diego State. The San Diego State buzzer beater couldn't have been more of a sad moment. As two FAU bettors sitting in this podcast, it wasn't pretty. I was very pissed off. FAU deserved to win that game. They controlled the game the whole game. They led for 3/4 of that game, and this motherfucker decides he wants to come down and hit a buzzer beater to send them to the stupid national championship. I thought he stepped out of bounds. It was so close. And if he did step out of bounds, I probably would have cried out of happiness. I'm pissed off,
Yeah,
but at least I have UConn.
It was a wild game. FAU looked like they were seconds. They were literally on the cusp of going to a national championship game, which in itself is a crazy statement to make. But since we have the Maui Invitational of Final Fours, this is the world we live in. Now UConn tonight is on the cusp of national championship number 5. Trying to remember the other years. I know they won in 2012 or 2013. Doesn't matter. Does the 5th national championship officially certify them as a blue blood? I kind of think they already are a blue blood, but that's just my opinion of it.
I'm with you. I think they already are. This just shows it even more. They struggled the last couple of years. They got bounced in the first round. They've been an average college basketball team, but Danny Hurley has really turned that program around and given it that rejuvenation that it needed after a shitty couple of years with Kevin Ollie as head coach. It looks like, Jim
Well,
Calhoun's
Kevin
old
Ollie
teams.
won
It
a
looks
national
like,
championship too.
yeah, but he didn't. The team did.
Yeah, I guess.
After Kevin Ollie's last 2 years were very bad, and everyone who had anything to do with UConn had problems with him, and it was known. I think, having Danny Hurley as head coach, I would probably run through a brick wall for that guy because he would just scream at me until I did it, and I'd be okay with that.
No
And
comment.
UConn just looks fucking amazing. They look so good. They've looked so good the entire March Madness. Nobody has, besides the first half of that Iona game, they have wiped everyone else, and it hasn't even really been close. That Miami game, they were up by 10. Like every time you looked back, they were up by 10. Miami would try their absolute best to crawl back in it. Maybe UConn would go up 17, and then Miami would bring it back to 10. And then as soon as you looked up again, UConn was up 17 again. It was just an absolute dicking, and I hope they do the same thing to San Diego State tonight.
And this is a team that really couldn't get out of the first round in UConn in the past few tournament runs that they've had. So it's an unexpected trip to the national championship game, but we'll see what happens tonight when the Huskies take on the Aztecs of San Diego State. I think it's a 7.5 point spread.
Yeah, it is, and I have UConn minus 7.5 for the millionth
Those are a
time
lot
in a
of
row.
points, but I guess for a team who's been winning by 20, that's really
When
high.
you ride it every game, you got to keep going.
Yeah, I guess so. So this week, besides the national championship, is the best week of the year, in my opinion. It is Masters week. There are a lot of bets to be going around, a lot of action to be placed on a lot of different golfers out there. I personally think there's only probably about a dozen people who can win this tournament. But I would love to hear what you guys are thinking betting wise going into this week.
This is definitely the best week ever with the national championship baseball starting and the Masters. And it's tough. It really is. And we've talked about it a couple times about how the Masters is really tough this year because we really don't know how live guys are going to play. Looking at the odds, the
Live
first
guys
live.
also have to wear their team apparel. Do you know that?
Yes, yeah, they do. The highest. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. The highest odds for a live player is Dustin Johnson at plus 2,200, and that's 10 or 11 on the list. I mean, all PGA Tour guys have the best odds to win this tournament. I do think it is going to be a PGA Tour guy that does win. We've been talking about it pretty much all golf season. I think it's Jon Rahm's year to finally win the Masters. I really do. He, hasn't been playing as good as Scotty recently, but he's still been having a phenomenal year. And I just think it's Rahm's turn to win. I honestly am rooting for Rory, though. I want Rory to win because I think it would just be awesome if Rory won. But I think that this is probably Rahm's tournament to win.
I have a solid amount of faith in Rahm. I don't have a lot of faith in Rory. I would love Rory to get the win this year. I think Scotty's a good pick just because Scotty's playing like Scotty recently, so that's always some action to mix in there. I think a lot of people forget about Cam Smith, and he's 20-1 or 22-1, excuse me, this week. I think a lot of people forget about him just because he went to Live, but prior to Live, that guy was playing the best golf on the planet besides Scotty Scheffler. So, home run Red Sox, Devers.
Dude, you're literally like a fucking half second in front of me.
That sucked. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Well,
Douchebag.
Congratulations. Don't be mad at me because you're in Red Sox.
Red Sox are showing off these new lights this year. Every time they hit a home run, they
Every
flash the
team
lights.
has these, I feel like.
We never used to do it. This is the first year we're doing it. Apparently, everybody hates it.
Oh, really?
I think like the Red Sox faithful, like the old guys, they fucking hate it.
God forbid piss off the old guys from Moonsocket.
Yep.
So, also, did you see that the Mass Mutual sign in center field now acts as a ball strike counter?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Pretty
Back-to-back?
pretty cool.
Nope. Oh, he missed it! He missed it! Yes! Yes! Everybody loves dropping balls against the Red Sox.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking about that. Back
Okay,
to
back to the
back to
Masters. Back
golf.
to the Masters.
I like Cam Smith at 22-1. That's a really good bet. I'm not gonna bet on some of the guys that I'm gonna throw up next, but I just think they're people to keep their eyes on to make the cut. I think Cam Young, he's been playing really good golf recently. I think he's a good guy to make the cut. If you don't bet Tiger Woods to make the cut, you're not American. You probably like communism, and you should probably be mentally checked out. So bet Tiger to make the cut this week. And finally, Brooks Koepka. Brooks Koepka kind of fell off the face of the earth. People watched him look like a moron on the Netflix documentary Full Swing, but Brooks has slowly made his way back into the golf world. He's won his last 2 live starts, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but he's definitely won 2 out of his last 4. Zach, look at your TV.
Woohoo!
4 starts.
Massa!
Uh,
Massa! Massa!
in conclusion,
Yeah! Sorry, go ahead.
Yoshida just hit a 2-run homer. So
First home run as a Red Sox. Look at
That's
him.
what Zach's cheering about. And that was in the Monster too.
Over the monster.
Okay. Last thought on my little Masters spiel. Brooks Koepka is a good pick, and you should keep his name in the back of your mind while you're betting for this week's Masters.
I think it's hilarious how DraftKings has a whole Tiger special. Like they have specials just for Tiger.
And that'll probably be never happen again for any other golfer.
No, just Tiger, just because it's Tiger. And I think it's hilarious, but also fantastic because I love Tiger.
Agreed. I love Tiger.
All right, so should we get in some picks?
Let's do some picks.
Powered by Riverside.
All right, picks for Tuesday, April 4th. I can start us off here. I am going AL West baseball. Mariners over the Angels in Seattle. The Mariners are minus 160. Luis Castillo on the bump. I'm taking them over the Angels because why not? This is Castillo's first home start of the year, so let's hopefully he shows out.
I like it. My pick, I'm going to go Marlins versus Twins. I'm going to take the Marlins in this game. Sandy Alcantara versus Kenta Maeda. Sandy, another home start for Sandy, and I'm just looking for him to bounce back after that start against the Mets. I think it's a good time for him to bounce back. The Twins are a big hit-and-miss lineup. Sandy is a guy who likes to keep the ball in the ballpark, and Twins like to hit a lot of home runs. So I expect the ball to stay in the ballpark a lot. I like the Marlins because of Sandy's start. Hopefully he goes 7 or 8, and they hand it off to the closer. I like the Marlins.
I'm going to stick with baseball as well. The Orioles put up a lot of runs against the Red Sox. The Rangers have good batters from what I'm aware of. We're going to take the over in that game, 8.5. Orioles, Rangers over 8.5. I also have a pick for Thursday's Master round 1. Scotty Scheffler to lead after round 1 is plus 1,600. I think there's great value there. So sprinkle that if you like that too.
Jake loves sprinkling. You got to sprinkle on Scotty. Come on.
You got to root for something day one.
Obviously, or else you're just watching meaningless golf.
Right, yeah. No, totally.
All right, so roulette spin?
Yeah. What number are we going for today?
Jake, give me a player.
Loasiaga, that pitcher.
Jonathan Loaizaga.
Yeah.
All right. So number 7 is the number.
Okay. $3 on 7. Okay. I am going to see if we can hear it. Okay. I'm going to put my foot up to my mic and we are spinning. 29.
Of course.
Damn it.
Should we do another one? We're doing another. Oh, fuck you, dealer. Let's do. We're doing another one. We're doing another one. 7. $3 more. Let's go. Extra spin, bonus spin today.
Bonus spin.
This one, goes out to Yoshida for his first home run and 21. That's 3 times 7, baby.
He actually is number 7.
Oh, that would have been so perfect.
That would have been perfect. Yeah. He's number 7.
Damn.
Fuck. All right. Well, I blame Daz. Thanks everybody for listening to today's episode. We will see you back here for Friday's episode. Enjoy the Masters. Enjoy baseball. Enjoy the National Championship tonight.
Oh!
I love the pesky pole. Woohoo! Tristan Casas, baby.
On my fantasy, on my fantasy team.
2-run home run. But yeah, let me go watch the Red Sox game. As I was saying, thanks everybody for listening to today's episode. We'll see you on Friday. Enjoy your week. We love you, and bye.